you do it? I said. I have an understanding with a horse, he said. Yes, but what sort of understanding? I said. A simple and honest man, he said. Well, I said, I wish I knew how to reach an understanding like that with a horse. You are still a small boy, he said. When you get to be 13, you will know how to do it. I went home and ate a hearty breakfast. That afternoon, my uncle Khusro came to our house for coffee and cigarettes. He sat in a parlor, sipping and smoking, remembering the old country. Then another visitor arrived, a farmer named John Beru, an Assyrian, who out of loneliness had learned to speak Armenian. My mother brought a lonely visitor coffee and tobacco, and he rolled a cigarette and sipped and smoked. And then at last, sighing sadly, said, my white horse, which was stolen last month, is still gone. I cannot understand it. My uncle Khusro became very irritated and shouted, it's no harm. What is the loss of a horse? Haven't we all lost the homeland? What is this crying over a horse? Now Aram amusingly asked him how to control the horse, of which Murad said he has understanding with the horse. Aram asked him what sort of understanding did we have with him, to which Murad told him a simple and honest one. Aram confessed he would also like to know how have to understanding with a horse. Aram went home and ate breakfast. That day, his uncle Khusro visited his house with coffee and cigarette. He sat on the parlor and was remembering the old country when a person came to visit him. He was John Beru, a farmer who learned to speak Armenian because of loneliness. His mother brought Beru some coffee. He sipped and smoked and told them about his missing white horse who was stolen last month. Khusro wrote again that it's no harm. That may be all right for you, a city dweller, to say, John Beru said. But what of my Suri? What good a Suri without a horse? Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khusro wrote. I walked 10 miles to get here, John Beru said. You have legs, my uncle Khusro shouted. My left leg pains me, the farmer said. Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khusro wrote. The horse cost me $60, the farmer said. A spit of money, my uncle Khusro said. He got up and stalked out of the house, slamming the screen door, my mother explained. He was a gentle heart, she said. It was simply that he was homesick and such a large man. The farmer went away and I ran over my cousin Murad's house. He was sitting under a peach tree trying to repair the hurt wing of a young robin which could not fly. He was talking to the bird. What is it? He said. The farmer John Beru, I said. He visited our house. He wants his horse. You have had it a month. I want you to promise not to take it back until I learn to ride. Now John replied to Khusro that he could not bother as he lives in a city, but his country was of no good without the horse. Khusro shouted that he must not pay attention and not pay any attention. Now Khusro shouted that he has legs, to which John said his leg hurt. Khusro again tried to shout him down by saying that he should not pay any attention to it. John shared that the horse cost him $60. Khusro said that would spite of money, after which John got up and went away, slamming the door. Now Aram went to the Murad and he was sitting under a peach tree talking to Robin Bird. He was repairing the wing that was hurt. Aram told him about John Beru and how he visited their house and he wanted the horse. Aram asked him not to return the horse until he learns to ride it. It will take you a year to learn the ride, my cousin Murad said. He could keep the horse a year. I said. My cousin Murad leaped to his feet. What? He roared. Are you waiting a member of the Gherogherian family to steal? The horse must go back to its true owner. When? I said. In 6 months at least, he said. He threw the bird into the air. The bird tried hard, almost flew twice, but at last flew away high and straight. Early every morning for 2 weeks, my cousin Murad and I took the horse out of the barren of the deserted vineyard. There were hiding it and rode it. And every morning the horse, when it was my turn to ride alone, leaped over grapevine and small trees and grew me and ran away. Nevertheless, I hoped it in time to learn to ride the way my cousin Murad rode. One morning on the way of Fitzgibbon's deserted vineyard, he ran into the farmer John Barrow, who was on his way to town. Let me do the talking, my cousin Murad said. I have a way with farmer. Now Murad told Aram that he will take him a whole year to learn to ride a horse. And Aram said that he could keep him for a year. Then Murad stood up on his feet and shouted at him about encouraging him to be a thief in spite of being a member of Gherogherian family. He declared that the horse should go to his true owner. Aram asked when would they have to return the horse, to which Murad said in 6 months. Now for the next 2 weeks they both would take the horse out of the barn and ride it. But every morning the horse would throw Aram and run away wherever he tried to ride it. He still hoped he would learn to ride it the way his cousin did. Once on the way he deserted vineyard, he hired the horse again. They met John Barrow, who was on his way to town. Now Murad, instead of talking to him as he had a way with farmer. Good morning, John Barrow, my cousin Murad said to the farmer. The farmer studied the horse eagerly. Good morning, son of my friend, he said.